Hello viewers and welcome to my channel, CCM Drummer. My name is Matthew Jackson. In today's video, I would like to tell you about an event that I attended recently called Batuca Batera. But before I do that, let me take care of a few housekeeping items first and ask you to like the video, share, comment. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do that as well. And also, if you could continue watching my video all the way to the end, because the YouTube algorithms do track viewer duration. And I promise I'll try to keep this video as interesting as possible so it will hold your attention. Okay, so let me get to the story of Batuca Batera. Now, that's a Portuguese phrase that basically means drummers beating a drum loudly. Batera means drummer. Batuca means drummers hitting a drum loudly and rapidly. And so that's basically what happened. From a conceptual standpoint, the best way I could describe this event is it's like a drummer's jamboree. That's the best way I can describe it. And where you have a bunch of drummers get together with their drum sets and we all play our drum sets together. That's the best way I can describe the event. But depending on who the organizer is, the organizer will have a particular name for it. In this particular case, in Brazil, in the state that I live in the particular area, the organizer calls it Batuca Batera. Now, I'm from Houston. I've been to events like this in Houston. We called it something else. We called it Texas Big Beat. And that went on in 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011, those 5-year stretch. We had a drummer's jamboree of sorts there as well, but it was called Texas Big Beat. At this event, we had about 43 drum sets and about 60 drummers there. So yeah, some of the drummers didn't have drum sets to bring, so some drummers would share their drummers. They would switch off every other song or something like that. And there was a big cross section of drummers there. I mean, different ages, different musical genres, different kinds of drum sets, different kinds of styles. I think I was the oldest guy there for sure. I think we had a few Gen Xers there, but most of the people there were millennials or Gen Z. So yeah, it was definitely geared for the younger folks. At any rate, let me show you two video clips. It's going to take about 25 seconds to give you just a general overview of what Batuca Batera was like. And this occurred back on Sunday, December 17th, 2023. Sit back and watch. So there you have it, folks. That kind of gives you a general idea what Batuca Batera was like. Interestingly enough, now for those of you watching this video, I would imagine most of you live north of the equator. Here in Brazil, I live south of the equator, so that means that December is summertime, okay? And suffice it to say, that day it was 98 degrees outside. Okay, so it's pretty warm, but it was tolerable warm because we had two big fans in the back blowing air towards the front. Then we had a few mounted fans, small fans that were mounted on poles that did a circular thing. So it was a tolerable heat I had my water, I kept drinking, stay hydrated, and, I had a little towel to wipe the sweat off my forehead when it started to accumulate. So it was not too bad. I've been in worse, and I'm from Texas, so I'm used to this sort of thing. Now, one thing about drummers is drummers tend to be very proud of their drum sets. Because, when you buy a drum set, and, the drum set's unlike any other instrument. Like, when you buy a flute, and that's about it. Or a saxophone, that's about it. You could probably upgrade your mouthpiece on the saxophone, but a trumpet's a trumpet, acoustic guitar is acoustic guitar. But with a drum set, drummers like to hone their drum sets over years. They like to make changes, add components, take components out, and upgrade. And so that's what I did with my drum set. I bought a drum set here in Brazil, and but yeah, I augmented it. I bought some good drum heads and rims in America, brought them down here, brought some cymbals down here from America, brought some hardware down here. So it's a halfway decent kit, even though the tom and the floor tom and the bass drum is some knockoff Taiwanese brand. But my snare drum is a DW Collector Series, and I got a lot of compliments for that. And anyway, what I'd like to do is show you just for a few seconds what my drum set looks like. And I was one of the first ones there, so I set up early. So anyway, take a look at my drum set. Watch. So that's what my drum set looks like, and that's one of the cool things about these kinds of events. It gives drummers an opportunity to show off their kits and display their kits to other drummers, and we can compare notes and get ideas from each other and improve our kits, and it's a fun thing to do. In this next clip, it's a minute long, and it's basically me playing one of the songs at this event. Now, basically the way that it worked is there would be a band up front, and they played 19 songs, and of course all the drummers would play on all 19 of these songs. And of course we all knew beforehand, before coming to the event, what those 19 songs were, and we could practice those songs before coming to the event so we get an idea how to play them. Anyway, on this one song, I used what is called a double ride combination. Now what that means is, well, first of all, I'm an open-handed player. I'm a right-handed drummer who rides the hi-hat with my left hand. And you ask me, well, why do you ride your hi-hat with your left hand? Good question. I ride my hi-hat with my left hand because the hi-hat's on the left side of the kit. Logical? Yeah. So I'd be riding eighth notes on the hi-hat and then intermittingly hitting the snare on 2 and 4 on the backbeats with my left hand. So while my left hand is doing that, I use my right hand to play a rhythm pattern on the cowbell. So that's a ride effect, and then hitting the hi-hat with eighth notes is also a ride effect. So that's why I call it a double ride combination. So anyway, in this next video, you'll see when you see the camera pan back and forth, you'll see me doing a double ride combination. Watch. So, like I said earlier, this event, which what I call a drummer's jamboree, is not exclusive to Brazil. And as I mentioned earlier in the video, we had this similar situation in Houston for a 5-year stretch from 2007 to 2011. We called it Texas Big Beat. It was a little bit different than what Batuca Batera has here, and I'll be able to highlight those differences. Suffice it to say, the focus was a little different because we were out to break the Guinness World Records for the most drummers converging in one area and then playing for a certain amount of time because we wanted to break records. That's what that was about. And in 2006, there was another city in the United States that had 533 drummers that met. I forgot the city. I don't remember the city or the name, what they called the event. But anyway, at that time, the record was 533. So the next year in 2007, Texas Big Beat was aiming to break that record because they made it very clear, hey, in 2006, this other group got it to 533, so we want to break that record. So, well, as it turned out in 2007, we had 437 drummers. So we fell short of breaking that record. But anyway, still, with 437 drummers, me being amongst 437 drummers, that's a lot of drummers. It was still a rush. Now, the second year in 2008, we had 208. And then the other years, I don't remember the numbers, but it was like close to 200, maybe not quite 200, but close in that range, 190 to 200 ballpark, something like that. Now, in 2009, the United Kingdom in Birmingham, England, broke the record of the most drummers at 582. So that's the world record at this point. So in this next clip, I have a 2.5 minute video clip that I want to show you. And this was of the 2009 Texas Big Beat, to kind of give you an idea what Texas Big Beat was like. So check it out and watch. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I told you I'd show you what heaven is like. Here it is. That is Chris Dodd playing there. We are at the 3rd annual Texas Big Beat charity fundraiser, where drummers all over the city of Houston come to play. Everybody brings their drum set. It's like a drummer's jamboree. Right now we're all focusing on Chris Dodd here playing his drum solo. He plays with a band called 2 Tons of Fun. Anyway, this is it. All the proceeds for this event go to charity. One of the charity organizations is Cherish Our Children, that helps children of parents who are incarcerated in prison. And then another foundation is Mr. Holland's Opus Foundation. As you can see, there are drummers everywhere. All kinds of drum sets here. You got the big drum sets, and then you got the small drum sets. All drummers from every genre are here. Rock and roll, jazz, country, Christian praise music, whatever. Representing all different skill levels as well. So this is what it's all about. This is my drum set. And later on I'll go and take some footage of some good drummers. This is a place where go to show off all their chops. But anyway, this is it, the Texas Big Beat. In 2007, we had 437 drummers show up. Last year we had a 208, not as good, but hopefully we're going to break some records. We're trying to break the Guinness World Book of Records for the most drummers coming together to play in one event. Stay tuned, I got more footage.
Good afternoon.
So that kind of gives you a little idea of what the Texas Big Beats were like back in the day. That was many years ago. Now, one stark contrast that I noticed between Batuca Batera and Texas Big Beat, both events, you know, you'd show up, set up your drums, and then once you set up your drums, you know, most drummers will then noodle around the kit, you know, play a groove, play a few fills to make sure that the cymbals are the right height, the right distance, and the toms and everything's the right level, making sure that everything's adjusted well. In Brazil, once they got set up, they pretty much just put their sticks on their drum set and walked to the back and got to the concession stands and bought themselves a drink and talked to other drummers, you know. Where at the Texas Big Beat, back in the day, the five that I was at, once they set up, now they may go back and get a concession, but they'll come back. And a lot of drummers at the Texas Big Beat would spend a lot of time playing their drum sets during the setup time and during the down times. You know, when the event wasn't in progress, they would be showing off their chops. So Texas Big Beats and, you know, all these events, they were not just about showing off their drum sets, but they were also about showing off their chops, and they would try to outdo each other. You know, there's a little competitive edge. Hey, let me show you my chops. And I did not see that there that much at Batuca Batera, but that's a common thing that happened at Texas Big Beat. So the next video is a 2-minute clip just where I just went around and shot video of drummers just playing their drums at Texas Big Beat. Watch. So anyway, there's another video that shows you what we did at Texas Big Beat during the downtime. When there was something going on upstage, on the stage area, and the organizers wanted the drummers to stop playing, we had a yellow flashing light. You know those emergency lights you see on emergency vehicles that go around and around? We had a yellow light. Once that yellow light was on, that means stop playing. So they had a way of letting you know when you can and can't play, you know. So there was free time where you could play, and when something was important was going, or announcement needed to be made, or they needed to feature a guest drummer doing a solo, they would flash the yellow light and it would go on. Now, one of the things that Texas Big Beat did, and also other drummer jamborees throughout America and even in the UK, is they brought famous drummers to the event. Because, you know, for example, in 2008, Terry Bozzio came to the Texas Big Beat. And so I was able to see him play, and, you know, all the drummers stopped and we all watched him do a mad drum solo that was just crazy. And of course, anybody knows who Terry Bozzio is, knows he's a phenomenal soloist. And if you don't believe me, just go type in Terry Bozzio in the YouTube search engine, and there's tons of YouTube's videos showing Terry Bozzio playing. But anyway, I want to show you two pictures. These are stills now. These are not videos, so I'm just going to flash them for a few seconds each. The first one is just Terry Bozzio playing the drum set, and then the second one is me standing with Terry Bozzio. I actually got to get it. I actually was able to get Terry Bozzio to pose for a picture with me, which was kind of cool. So, yeah, sit back and watch. So there you have it. That concludes this video about Batuca Batera, and also about the way Texas Big Beat was back in the day. And I enjoyed it immensely. I hope I can go to Batuca Batera next year, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. Thank you for watching. Thank you for staying all the way to the end to see this video. And again, like, share, comment, subscribe, and God bless, and see you in the next video.